I'm Erik Schoenfeld.
And I'm John Biggs.
And welcome to Fly or Die. Today we're going to be looking at the Nokia Lumia 800,
Yep.
which is what I think is really the flagship Windows phone in the Nokia line.
Well, the Nokia's doing all their Lumias. They have the 710, they have the 800, and they're going to have the 900, which is going to hit the US. 900 is a little bit bigger than this. This is their flagship European phone. This is their big debut. They've always done flagship phones. They've had the N series, which were always their sort of the expensive, very powerful phones. This is very similar to that if you think back on Nokia's market.
Right, so this isn't available in the US. It'll be available unlocked, and it may or may not be available via a contract. But I wanted to talk about it because it's really the first Windows phone that I was really impressed with. And part of that has to do just with the build quality of the phone itself. It feels like, when I first felt it in my hand, I thought, oh, this is about the same size or maybe even smaller than an iPhone. It's actually a little bit, it's actually a little bit thicker than an iPhone. I don't know if you can see that. But it's pretty close, and you really have to put it together to really tell the difference here. But regardless of that, I think that it feels great in your hand, and it feels like it's well built, and that's they're competing against the iPhone, and so that's sort of table stakes, I think. And a lot of what people are saying about Windows Phone being too late to the game, and I've said this myself. We've had this discussion here. I'm not so sure that's true, because if they can get this down to $200, then it's really not the iPhone that they're competing against. It's the Android phones.
Sure.
And I think this is pretty comparable to an Android. It's just going to be about the apps, and they already have about 50,000 apps.
Yeah, it's a beautiful device. It's milled aluminum. You have a really nice screen. I'm giving it a fly just because it's proven that Nokia can take its past expertise in the flagship, the great phones of the past, and bring it into a new phone that's basically leading the charge for Nokia in Europe right now and eventually in the States.
And the apps actually look different. They don't look exactly like, when you open up an Android app, it looks pretty much like an iPhone app. There's a little bit of a distinction. I still think the iPhone apps are better, like the ones I've compared. But then you have, you got nice things like this, search button. You can always search right from the phone, which is going to be big for Bing. And then you have, this local view where you get restaurants.
So how excited are you? Is this?
I'm very excited about this. I'm not particularly this phone. I mean, if they can get this phone out for $200, I think it's going to be a big winner. But just Windows Phone in general, I'm more excited about it because of this flagship phone. I'm going to give this a fly.
All right, excellent. So we're giddy as schoolgirls about the new Windows phones from Nokia.